Hello, I'm Srikar from 3rd CSCC, and as a case study for employability skills 2, I'm going to interview Ms Akanksha Varma, who is working as a system engineer in TCS Digital. And luckily for me, she's one of our seniors from Lendi Institute of Engineering and Technology. And hello Akanksha, how are you?
Srikar. Hi Srikar, I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. First of all, I would like you to give a bit of background of yours, and then we can start.
After completing my graduation from obviously Lendi Institute of Engineering and Technology, I just revealed in June, and next month in July, I got to join in TCS, and it started to be like starting was a bit work from home. So it was generally like college days only because staying at home, we had online classes, and also it was just the same scenario. But recently, I just moved to Hyderabad. So from then all those things started off because it's a new environment, like a new phase of your life, new journey. So that was the point where I got to meet a lot of new people. Like the first thing was uh, because there's a difference when you join and startup or when you join a direct to MNC. There are a lot of people who don't communicate to you directly when you move to an higher organization at your starting level. So it was a bit difficult at the first 1 to 2 weeks, and afterwards I got habituated, and a lot of people started communicating, so it was a bit easy then.
So you have started your career, and I hope that you are doing wonderfully. And I'm a bit curious, as we have both have attended the same college. Obviously, you might have been to our ELCS lab, English Language Communication Skills Lab,
Of
and
course, yeah.
personally, for me, when I joined college before ELCS lab, I was a different person, especially when it comes to communicating with others and all that. And after 3 years, and as I'm now in my third year, I'm a different person when it comes to communication. I was a bit shy and a bit fearful of talking to others, especially strangers and in front of people. But now I feel that I have improved a bit. So I'm curious to know how English Language Lab has changed you and molded you. As I can see now, you're excellent at communication. So how has ELCS Lab helped you, and how has ELCS Lab, how did it mold you into what you are
Uh,
now?
Yeah, I would really love to share about our lab because it is another part which brings out what actually you are. At the like in a basic scenario, it always happens that when you join, when we have joined the college at the starting first year, we would be thinking like what is this environment, like why are we here, and what is the use of this in this phase of engineering and all. But it happens to we get to know the real value of it firstly when we start up with our placements, and the other thing when you come out of the college, because it's a different thing. One is staying in that common environment, you don't get to know that how to speak it, because we always stay off, like right from the morning of the day to the end of the day we stay with our friends, because then we non naturally communicate with our mother tongue. So we don't get to communicate that much apart from the faculty and the lecturers. So it's mainly important because see, there are different phases in our English lab. Firstly, I would like to thank Hari sir and also Jyoti ma'am, because it's all because of them. Because I'm talking like this. It's always a phase in everyone that you're good at your communication or you're good at what you speak, but you don't open up. So that is the main problem which comes out when you are in an interview, because there are a lot of around we see 70 to 80% people they graduate every year, and in that organization picks specific certain people based on their skills. So if you are too get good at your skills, but you need to speak out in order to get them know that you are good at this part. So for that you need a proper communication, and that would come out when you speak up daily or when you're confident by yourself and with a specific thing. So for that, English Lab has helped us in certain ways, whether it could be our presentation skills, which we started at our first year, our email writings, basic etiquettes which are required when you speak with someone out. So all these they matter at your both interview level and also out of organization. I always wanted to share this with Hari sir too, because it happened like when we come out of the organization. Still, like it's been very short period I have joined TCS, but still there are a lot of our colleagues who communicated with me. They were saying that it was very, because that the first thing which started this conversation is our presentations which were uploaded in our channel, YouTube channel of ELCS Lab. So that was the first thing I have shown to them. So that is when our conversation started, and they were like, "Wow, man! Like really, our college didn't have all these facilities and all." Because it this way or that way, it really helps us. We don't know at that particular moment of time, but at certain point we realize like, man, it really helped. So we need to thank them. Like saying thanks is a very small thing because it helps you in a lot of ways out. So it's really a different thing which we can't express out.
Uh, yeah, what you said is absolutely correct. And I think the first contact or the first exposure of the company that we would get is through the interviews, right? We get to know
Yeah.
the company and the HRs and all of them when we go for an interview. So what would be some of the tips that you can give me to ace in the interviews?
Well, I would say based on my experience, because I firstly started with the Wipro interview, which was completely communicative way, because he just asked me only the basic technical skills. Mostly, I just spoke with him for around 30 minutes with the basic sharing our things like how good I was at my, like what was my percentage at inter, and how I got to change to CSC, how are my interest towards the computers and all. So for all those things you need to know about your interest. So based on your interest you need to speak out that to the interviewer. So firstly, the tips I would say is just be open. Like it's not like you have prepared something in your mind, you need to speak that to the interviewer. No, it's not like that. Based on the question you need to have that basic spontaneity about what he actually wants. Like if he's asking you a basic general question about your personal thing, like how, how you got to move into the CSC, or why EC department, were you because of your MSET rank or based on your certain reasons. So there you must be a common thing like how we speak to our friends. You need to be casual there, because it's like they basically judge your spontaneity, because it's not like you need to speak out the noted answers. They don't want that. They all want is your personality. They want your personality to be out. So that is the thing you should be bit focusing on. So I would say this would be the best tip, to be themselves. That would be good.
Yep. Thank you for your tips. And one more thing I would like to ask from you is that you have attended several national level tests from different companies like Infosys, and Infosys conducts InfyTQ and TCS.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the tips that you can give me in order to prepare well and get into those examinations and those companies?
Well, at that level of examinations, firstly, I would say from CSC department or any other department, you must be good at your coding skills, because all what they want is your technical thing. Firstly, it's not at higher level. You must be good at the basic level. What actually, why we started with C and why we moved to Python, or after Python, why you have learned Java. There must be certain reasons, because there are certain different reasons why after this language you move to that language. There are certain easy packages or easy way of methodizing the things. So you need to have the basic clarity like why you have learned these things. Or if you are good at one particular language, then you must be properly into it. Like if you're good at Java, then you must know even the basic coding skills. It's not like something sometimes it happens, because all 4 years you learn different languages like R programming, C++, Java, and all the stuff it gets into your mind, and you need to present that in just around 1 hour to 2 hours, all your 4 year skills. So I know it's a bit difficult, but choose any one particular thing and in just like you must be in a very proper, it's not like you must be in a very high level, you must be perfect in that. No, no, I'm not talking about perfection. You must be good at presenting that particular thing. If you're good at encapsulation topic or polymorphism, then show them the different ways of coding in that particular concept. Like, I know all these ways in this code. So you must know those things. Like, if you're writing, even you're writing only 4 to 5 lines of code, you must be clear like what are those 4 lines. So that is the main thing you need. It's not like just writing and also.
Yeah. Thank you for helping me. And I know, like, I'm coming in the reverse direction. I started with the interviews and I came to the test part, and now I'm going to ask you about preparing the resume. But resume is the one that actually gets you to the next level, to the test, a written test or the interview. First, your resume has to be shortlisted. And as in our curriculum in English for job seekers, now we are going to learn how to prepare a resume. And as you have definitely had a wonderful resume, what would be some of the tips and advice that you would give me on how to make my resume stand out?
Yeah. Firstly, for resume, there are two particular things. Obviously, you will be presenting all your technical and your certifications and all. But the first thing, Varma sir always used to say that even while he used to present his lectures also, normally it always happens that student firstly they get attracted with what they see. So your presentation should be good. If your presentation is good, then obviously you will be seeing like what is in it. So there are like we can say there is no more effort, like there are not a lot of efforts you need to put on it, because we are having ready-made lot of apps, websites like Canva and all, where they provide you a lot of templates. So it's like you need to choose an professional proper template which would be presenting your skills based on your profession, like whether it could be your computer based skills or some graphic designing skills or whatever it might be. Firstly, you need to choose a proper template what you are going to present, because that tells about who you are. Like, if you are an fashion designer, your template would be something different. If you are a programmer, your template would be different. So firstly, you need to attract the specific person who is seeing with the proper presentation. So after that, the main thing would be your certification and the technical skills. They all should reflect directly. Like, all they want even during the interview is how much you how good you are at that particular language. So for that, I presented myself with certain ratings, uh, so that I know these all languages and I'm good at these levels by showing certain ratings. So that would directly show the, no, it should be like just a resumer would see around 1 to 2 minutes. As far as I know, you would take 1 to 2 minutes. So in that minute, you need to capture all the things which you have completed as a professional. So he would all obviously look at your certifications. And the main thing, as an graduating engineer, is the main project which you are working on. So it should be at one side level which is at the top, reflecting the this particular project you have completed. And sometimes it happens like, it is based on the organization, but mostly you need to it is it's not that good of presenting your photograph in your resume, because most of the main organizations, they won't take it as the professional thing. So I have not mentioned my photograph. It was just my name, showing my certificates, my technical skills, and also few programs like, we have a lot of like femina wing clubs and all. So in that, or voluntary participation, so all those should be mentioned. Even our NSS through English lab, those all are the main things they should get to know. So they should be presented in a very well blocked. And the certain workshops which we have worked with, and those certifications, all those should be mentioned. And the main thing is your LinkedIn profile and the email ID. So those two should be at a very sideways. So all these should be covered in one proper template reflecting all your professional things. So that should be main.
Oh, thank you for your advice. And I think handling setbacks and handling rejections is one of the main things that, as a fresher, we should get comfortable with and we should deal with. Getting rejected for a company doesn't always mean that you are lacking something. And
Yeah.
or do you have any experiences in that, or if you, even if you don't, can you tell me how to handle that?
Yes, obviously, I had my experience with the first like company which our batch had, which was a techie guy. So like that was the first on campus one. So I was like all the confident I got with myself and all lecturers, my parents, whoever gave me the confident level that you could crack it. It was, I was in a very high level that I can do this. It's a very small thing to me. So I attended that way. It was that I completed my TR. Like first we need to I mean written round. So first we need to complete our written coding. We were given with two codes. So after completing my first code, we had to verify, and based on his verification, he would move me to the second code. So I went to second code. I completed it, but it was too late, and he didn't like my logic. First thing, he didn't like he was like, this is a very small logic. It need to be in a proper way. This is what we needed. So it was around for 2.5 hours. I think I almost tried, but I just then I got to, like, they have moved to the next level. So I was not there in it. So it was the moment where I realized, like, what, man, I thought I know everything. I thought I would crack this. That day I just got fixed that I'm going home back taking my offer letter, but I didn't have, because I couldn't complete my first round. So that was my first break point, because till then I had an other energy levels, other confident levels, but that day I really broke down. So afterwards I came back home, because it's not always like the first, if you lose the first one you're going to lose. No, it's not like that. It is always, firstly, no, most of the people say, because I too believe it's all not always based on your skills only, but sometimes even time matters. Even at least you need to have that 1% of luck, we say, no, that one also matters sometimes. So after that, my first one was, after losing this tricky guy, my first one was Wipro. So that was the first one I cracked. So after Wipro, it always happens that if you succeed at one point, then you're going to crack everything. So after that, when I got to know that I got selected for TCS Digital, I was in a bit shocked, because I was not prepared. Like, I was not expecting that day. I was in some other mood that day. So after I got to know, I was so happy. And that was the way. Like, it always happens. If you want to succeed at something, you doesn't need to stop at one, at the starting point, because two things. One is the luck, and other thing is time. Because if you wait for some time, it would always happen. It's not like it is based on your skills you're getting rejected. No, it's also sometimes because of the time and outside situations too. So never lose your hope about anything if you get breakdown for one thing. No, there are a lot of things which are coming out for us.
Okay. Thank you for the motivation. So, to wrap up, I have one more question, which is related to internships. Internships,
Yes.
I think internships are the phase where we would be still a student, and we would still get an opportunity and exposure
Mm.
uh, towards the companies. How can we land an internship when we are still a student, when I am still a student?
Well, I would say internships are obviously the first phase to get to know what is actually happening, to get pre-prepared how actually industry works. But it's not like you're going to have a lot of work during internship. Internship is all about improving your knowledge, because if they need one particular thing, if they need they want to move into this particular project, then they need certain prerequisites. So they find for those skills in you. So what happens is, internship is, you need to prepare yourself for one that particular thing. Either it could be programming languages, or certain tools like ServiceNow or Salesforce. So you need to know the proper basic knowledge about it before moving it to its advanced level. So in internship you get to learn certain technical and also these certified skills, which help you after you move properly permanently into the industry. So that is what, when you start. And even my internship was virtual, because it was completely based on pure C and Linux. and also certain concepts of operating system. So what actually happens is you would be given based on TCS I'm saying. So what actually happened is based on certain platforms you need to complete certain certifications. So at least in order to complete those certifications you would be learning by yourself certain things, so that would directly or indirectly help us. So that is what they want, because it's not always like everyone is going to even spoon feed you even after going out of your college or when you enter into the industry. It's not like that. It's all based on your self learning. So they are going to prepare you that at any point of time, if you are not able to complete a certain task, you need to self learn, like what would be the alternative for it. So those all prerequisites you will be learning at internship. So that is why internship is also important. It's not like if you're not having internship it's not a matter, because even that time if you're not being taken for any internship you could learn by yourself. Because if you are taken for the internship, somebody will be looking at you that whether you're doing that work or not. It's not always it is like even if you would do some work or don't do, either way someone is going to watch you. So you don't need to wait for someone to give you internship. You just need to work on yourself. It would be helping you after you move into the organization completely.
Thank you for your tips, advice, motivation, and above your inspiration. That would be it for today. Thank you so much, and bye.
Yeah.